2 of them left. Another Phoenix. This one doesn't die as quick. Doesn't have the AP for Greater Flame Bade yet. Someday, when he's got more base speed, maybe. Yeah, we'll use that as Phoenix right after summoning it. Borgor, because it doesn't launch the ghost quite as far as a grounded kick. And now I can unparable it. Dead. More effective than I thought it would all be. So let's see. Do this when I have the energy. I do Dwarf Fortress videos lately. Been a lot of tiring days where I haven't had the energy for that though. Could have dragged it down first. Actually, couldn't I have to stun it? Oh well. This doesn't allow me to beat it up more, but otherwise it was silly. Whatever. Gonna move goo. Boom. Massive overkill. Another Eater of Death Ring? Really? Look, the nebula is already claiming that sub-ice are left behind by the entities you just defeated. Or that was something that was happening. This gives me an idea.
An instrument for justice. A boon to our cause.
Undead Slayer? Yeah, which makes it very clear what the point of this weapon is to slay undead. I think this is the weapon I designed myself. Light Power Haste Armor Pen at the highest levels. Either way, it is an upgrade.
So this is the fat loot everyone was telling me. More firepower.
Copy a last use ability on limited times, or yeah, the Blade Lick is close range only. Interesting. Some abilities can be really powerful. Sometimes useless, sometimes good. But it probably does barely any damage ever. Mainly I lose life save and then crit chance. When this is active anyways. Heck. Sonic Wand for the dagger. This is the era of technology, after all. Not of daggers. Probably don't want the Eater of Death ring, because Brock can get a jetpack and resurrects the healer. Well, from Jane, the cleric. Anyways. Clerics. I do love playing clerics in Dungeons and Dragons. At some point, maybe someday I'll do a live D&D series. Obviously, I'll have to reveal my face at that point, but that might be many years, maybe a whole decade down the line to get settled. Hopefully, get SSI. Find a group of people who's willing to do stuff, not too often because my energy doesn't allow it really with the long COVID, but also who have enough energy. The last time I did the last time I did that, the GM had very low energy, and with my relative low energy, you know, too many low energy people in a room. Though actually, I would get hyped up on caffeine, so I wasn't that low energy. I'd say a little below average. I need to find a GM who's full of energy enthusiasm and can balance my somewhat low energy even with a ton of caffeine. Hopefully more in balance so I don't have to. I need to caffeine anyways to be able to pay attention better. James needs to stay back. Oh, could let him summon a phoenix from further in the rear. Yeah, probably better if I let the Borgor be used diagonally. This is just one of those abilities I copied. It was an existing one instead of no, I got it from a fight, didn't I? Was deciding this wasn't one of the ones I designed into the character. I give him grounded kick. Mounting guard and mount strength comes from equipment. It's just Shatat defense and summon tree ant. That's right. Still, I'll probably stick with it. It is an earth type ability. So, yeah.
I'll keep it safe.
Means I probably won't be getting rid of that ability ever. Phoenixes seem to go down a lot, so I'll let James summon a third. Probably would be nice to get to where Protected Spirit is useful. I actually want to save the AP for it. Start investing in it. Defense on the tank. One power in the Paladin. Combat engineering. Even though an ideal fight where you could always have enemies attack the tank, you'd want to give more offensive power to DPS characters. Very often in this game, since taunts are difficult to make work often, it's better to give the tank a little extra offensive power, since they'll actually last longer than the DPS, since they're imperfect at being able to always focus attention on themselves. If their potential damage is higher, they will tend to get targeted more. So it's self-limiting. Combat engineering. You fight your way to the projectile workstation. If necessity is the mother of invention, she's about 12 months pregnant. Normally, I'm content to allow events to unfold naturally, but may I ask what we are doing? Here's what we know about the nebula. It's alive, it likes subisomer, and it can burn. Well delimited list. So I'm going to load all the sub-isomer into a shielded rust rocket with a timed detonation and launch it manually. The nebula should condense as it tries to wear down the shield in order to get to the sub-isomer, and then boom. If nothing else, it will be an intriguing experiment. Eat this. Starseed. The nebula briefly shows its true form as it hungrily surrounds the rust rocket. Condensed into such a small area, the life intent of the cosmic being is obvious. To devour. Starts to look like a shark. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the rocket detonates, causing a tremendous chain reaction within the dense cloud, creating a blinding explosion that nearly seeds a new star. So nearly enough energy to do fusion in that explosion? Somehow I doubt that. Bounty of subisomer. You sift the drifting dust dark light in the subisomer that the nebula has taken from you, and many other unfortunate vessels. That's definitely more in Now Lost. Seeing stars. You've spent a lot of time in space, but you've never been so glad to see the stars again. The nebula is completely burned away. One has to wonder if there are more of those life forms out there. Let's hope not. But then we would have caused the extinction of that species. I suppose you're right, but it's going to eat us. Correct. We did act out of self-defense, but in the end it was merely trying to feed. Anything that would order you on a menu is dangerous. Let's hope we don't run into let's hope we don't run into any spacefaring hamburgers. I'd hate to have to answer for my crimes. Schoolyat liked hamburgers. Yeah. I like the taste of them too, though they're not the healthiest, and I tend to avoid them. This fatty meat is great for making my long COVID symptoms worse. It tends to be, they should eat a anti-inflammatory diet, and fatty burger meat is definitely not on that. The wheat, I can't eat all, though there are gluten-free buns. Analysis of the nebula's attacks, and also the charring on burgers is also has an inflammatory effect. Analysis of the nebula's attacks have yielded new technology. Ghost rockets, Mark 1. Ignoring shields, damaging holes directly on impact. Emergency repairs. We lack sufficient resources to complete repairs. However, we can proceed with emergency repairs. Once we have the necessary resources, the option to make proper repairs is under the ship facility heading. Shows character. Resources. Ferrocondite. I mean, it gives character to the ship. Did I say shows character? Gives character. Save. I suppose in case it crashes or something. Can go back to a checkpoint. Alright. Can spend some time at the ship facilities. Turning Plex and other resources, or in the simulator, just earn resources directly. Make some upgrades. The achievement I want comes from something in the simulator, so probably want to spend some time in there regardless. I want to get an achievement out of this run. I'm trying to eventually get all the achievements in this game, using it as a guide of things to do, so I can keep, having ideas of at least something to strive for to organize these campaigns. But I think that's enough for now. Probably didn't even cut this video in two. And I did the audio levels by to try and get them better. I've had some issues with audio lately. So I wish you all the best. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves. May you always find a guiding star lead on. Adieu. And best luck.